शक्ति नीये अम्मा अम्मा ताये अखिलांडेश्वरी नीये अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये ओ आदि पराशक्ति नीये
अन्नपूर्णेश्वरी ताये ओ आदि पराशक्ति नीये ओ आदि पराशक्ति नीये ओ आदि पराशक्ति नीये
கருமாறி அருள்கிறான் மயிலையிலே முண்டக கண்ணியம்மா மாங்காடு தனிவாழும் காமாட்சி அம்மா கருணை உள்ள தோடு அம்மா அருளை வாரி தருகிறாள் கருணாக உருவெடுத்து கருமாறி அருள்கிறாள் மயிலையிலே முண்டக கண்ணியம்மா மாங்காடு கனிவாழும் காமாட்சி அம்மா அகிலாண்டேஸ்வரி மகமாயி அம்மா தாயே கருமாரி கருணை உள்ள தோடு அம்மா அருளை வாரி தருகிறாள் கருணாக உருவெடுத்து கருமாறி அருள்கிறாள் மயிலையிலே முண்டக கண்ணியம்மா மாங்காடு கனிவாழும் காமாட்சி
Sitaramam Shakti. This is the one and the only Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as we play the songs of the Divine Devi and we bring you teachings of the Divine Mother on this very auspicious Sunday morning. On today's Shakti Sundays, we'll be focusing our discourse on the third Dasmavidya Mother, that is Tripura Sundari Ma, the third Mahavidya in the various lists of the Dasmavidya. And as I have discussed in prior programs and as I am emphasizing to you, to understand Mother Kali, it would be helpful for one to examine the Dasmavidyas, because the Dasmavidya Devis represent 10 distinct aspects of Mother Kali and provide us teachings on different aspects of the Divine Mother, how she works and experiences the devotee may have with the Divine Mother. So as I begin this program today, I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to Shirley Lochin. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to Debbie Algu. I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti to Savitri Lokman. I want to take this opportunity to say, broadly speaking, Sitaram to all those watching in Canada, the United States of America, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, the various Caribbean islands. I want to say Sitaram and Pranam to all those watching in South Africa, the Mauritius, and elsewhere. Wherever you're locking in from, I want to say, may the Divine Devi, Tripura Sundari Ma, bless all of you in a profound and in a special way. Please do me one favor in the first place. Share this link across your Facebook as we speak today about the third Mahavidya, Tripura Sundari Ma. I want to say pranam and good morning to Munesh Babulal, Devika Mahabir. I additionally want to say pranam and blessings to all the devotees of the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. In particular, I want to extend greetings to Pujari Kabardas G2 and Grandma Rose. I want to take this opportunity to say Pranam and Sitaram to Debbie Algu, Kemraj Pasad. I also want to say Pranam to Asha Tahalan family from Florida. I want to say Pranam to Jean Laman. I want to say good morning and Pranam to Jenny, Gurdial, Bagmati, Arjun Rupnarayan, Kamala Badrasan and family, Aaron Stephen, So to begin our discourse for today, we are continuing onwards with our Dasmavidya series. And for me to re-emphasize this point, to understand Mother Kali, it would be appropriate for you to understand her 10 different forms. Mother Kali, under this interpretation, assumes 10 distinct forms in the Dasmavidya. And indeed, one of the forms of the Dasmavidya is Kali. However, she is not that white form that you see in the Murti. She is not that, per se, that gentle form that you conceive of her as she, when you see her in that fair-skinned form. But rather, when Kali assumes a Dasmavidya form, she is totally black in appearance. Her energy is to a higher level. If that form were to manifest on a human being, and you were to stand in front of that form, you would feel a pulling energy. You would feel the grand, incredible energy. You might be overwhelmed at this energy. So what we're doing here in today's program, we are discussing the third Dasmavidya form of Kali, Triple Sundari Ma. In the list of the Mahavidya Devis, she is number 3. But who is Triple Sundari Ma? Who is this form, this aspect of Kali? What domains does she govern? What are the benefits of her worship? And what are her stories? And what do these stories teach us or help to suggest to us? As we begin our discourse for today, Triple Sundari Ma is the goddess who is lovely in 3 worlds. There are 3 worlds: heaven, earth, and the transcendual world. And by transcendual world, we mean the consciousness of a person's mind. So Triple Sundari Ma is the goddess who is lovely or beautiful in all 3 worlds: heaven, earth, and the transcendual world. That means your consciousness, your mind. She is called by some Sri Vidya. She is called by others Lalita Ma. She is called Sodashi, meaning the one who is only 16 years of age. So she is the goddess that embodies youthfulness, because eternally and forever, this form of the goddess is in that 16 years of age form. She is in that eternal state of youthfulness. Tripura Sundari Ma represents ultimate consciousness. When the devotee prays to Tripura Sundari Ma, she blesses the devotee with a higher level of consciousness. That means, in very, very simple terms, she blesses the devotee to see beyond this world. To see beyond all the assumptions, all the false notions. To see and figure out what is true, what is false, and what really matters in life. You know, we always have that saying that, or we have that idea that people become so caught up with material things, and materialistic possessions blind people. Well, she is the goddess to help the devotee in the sense that she will help the devotee to see beyond these material things, to free the devotee from the possessiveness of these material things, of these different worldly things. So she is there when I speak about consciousness and her aspect to help the devotee with higher consciousness. She is there to free the devotee, to liberate the devotee from materialistic obsession, from the obsession with material things. When we speak in, or to put it in short, she is the goddess that blesses in three particular aspects. She will bless you with higher consciousness. 2, she will bless you with material wealth. And 3, she blesses the devotee with protection from negative and insidious energies. As we go along in the program, we will discuss more into depth about this form of Kali, what she teaches us, what is the experience a devotee has with this form of Kali, as we go along in the program. However, in the meantime, I want to take this opportunity to say pranam and good morning to Naitram Ganpat. I want to say pranam and blessings to Cindy Sukram and family. I want to say pranam to Kumar Balaram. And if I happen to miss anyone's name or greeting, I do humbly apologize. I want you to know that I appreciate you tuning in and all your support. We'll play a few bhajans and then return to our discourse.
Saranam sarano mama taye yenge magamai varu mama yepo. Saranam मधुर पुआल जुम्बा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा या वीरादी वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा यप्पा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा मधुर वीर दुर मधुर लाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा वीरादी वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा यप्पा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा मधुर वीर दुर मधुर लाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा वीरादी वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा यप्पा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा उंटू मुडी वेला दीवालाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा तावतय मधुर वीरलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा वीरादी वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा यप्पा तेन मधुर वीरन पायलाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा यार वाला एपड़ी वाला लाल जुम्बा मधुर पुआल जुम्बा
जय भैरो बाबा बतुक स्वामी संकट तार ये कृपा दास पर कीजिए शंकर के अवतार काल भैरो बाबा की जय देवराज 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 सेव्यमान पावनाग्र पंकजम व्याल यज्ञ सूत्रमिन्दु शेखरम कृपाकरम नारदादि योगी वृंद वंदितम दिगंबरम काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवम भजे काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवम भजे भानुकोटि भस्वरम भवाभिधारकं परम नीलकंठ निप्सितार्थदायकं त्रिलोचनम काल कालमम्बुजाक्षम अक्षशूलमक्षरम काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे शूलतंग पासदंड पाणिमधिकारणं श्यामकायमधिदेवमक्षरं निरामयं भीम विक्रमं प्रभुं विचित्रताण्डवप्रियं काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे काशिकापुराधिनाथ काल भैरवं भजे मुक्तिदायकं प्रशस्तचारु विग्रहं भक्तवत्सलं स्थितं समस्तलोकविग्रहं विद्वनन्मनोकहेमकं
I want to say pranam to Sadna Suku, Golan Kolasar. I additionally want to say pranam and good morning to Doris Diaram. Once again, if you just locked on, I want to say Sitaram Om Shakti Vanakam to you and your family. This is Shakti Sundays with Justin D. Anthony. And it is my distinct honor to have you locked on as we play all these divine songs. And we bring you teachings of the Divine Devi, Tripura Sundari Ma, on this very, very auspicious Sunday morning. As we continue onwards with our discourse for today, in Varanasi, India, there is a temple dedicated to Tripura Sundari Ma. And in this temple, it is said that the goddess Tripura Sundari has the power to attract people. That is, there is a pulling sort of energy of her. that people are, for some reason, drawn to her presence, to her image, to her murti. And when people come into this temple and they just have a glance of the goddess, it is as though someone takes your hand and pulls you. That is how the goddess works, and the goddess attracts the devotee. It is, in a sense, an infatuation of the goddess. A mere view of the murti of the goddess leaves a person blown away. In this temple in Varanasi, many priests do not last for a very long time. That is, they're constantly changing priests in this temple. There is no priest that works on a long-term basis, because the energy of this goddess is so potent, is so overwhelming, that many are unable to handle the power of this goddess. But from this we can learn something, my friends. And from this, in your own spiritual practice, your own sadhana, as we use the word. For those who are very, very dedicated to the goddess and do devotion and do high levels of devotion in relation to the goddess, you will observe over time. Sometimes it is so overwhelming, so overpowering, that at points in time, as you go further in higher levels and in further dedication to the goddess, you will find at points in time the energy is so overwhelmed. At times you might be halted in your devotion because of this grand energy. The energy that is imbibed is so grand that you're not necessarily able to take it, to process it perhaps. And that is found in many cases of the devotee who prays to the goddess and achieves higher levels of devotion and dedication in reference to the goddess. But how do you resolve that? How do you remedy if that occurs? To resolve and remedy this issue that is found, you need to worship Batuk Bhairav or any form of Kal Bhairav. Because when you're worshipping one particular form of the goddess, let us say your Ishta Devata. Let us say in the case that your Ishta Devata is Kali, and and you're worshiping, and you're reaching higher levels of devotion and higher levels of worship for Kali. And you come to a point, you come to a stage where the energy is so grand, it's so overwhelming. You feel like you cannot process it. You feel overwhelmed. Maybe in some cases, you feel like your mind is all over the place. Because the energy you imbibe is so grand. Maybe you were not prepared for it. To remedy this issue, you must do worship for Kal Bhairav or Batuk Bhairav, because they will help to balance out that situation. And they will ensure that your path of devotion, your sadhana, your practice, your spiritual practice continues. Especially it is the case for Batuk Bhairav. Whatever obstacle comes in your way, he can knock it out and help you to stay on the track that you want to be. To stay aligned. So when the devotee experiences, that overwhelming power of the goddess, when they are doing worship, when they are doing devotion, they should be reminded to also do a little bit of worship to Kal Bhairav or in his form of Batuk Bhairav, because that will ensure, that will balance out this overwhelming power and ensure the devotee can continue their spiritual practice. It's not a requirement to do any sort of high level of devotion for Kal Bhairav or Batuk in this particular case I'm speaking about. But a simple prayer to him, a simple arti, a simple, you go to him and you ask him that the energy is so overwhelming and you need his help to continue with your spiritual practice, to stay grounded in your spiritual practice, to make a breakthrough in your spiritual practice so that you can go higher in your worship, in your dedication to the goddess, in your glorification of the goddess. So this is for you to have the understanding. This is what I'm speaking about today. Is not limited to the Dasmavidya forms, but indeed for many of the forms of the goddess. Sometimes the energy you derive from your worship, the energy you imbibe from your worship, when you're doing long-term devotion, when you're doing devotion and offerings and everything, it's so overwhelming at points in time. Just don't know how to mentally process it. But Batuk and or Kal Bhairav, when you worship them in a small sense at the same time, that will help you to stay on the right track. I want to say pranam and blessings to Uncle Darshan. I want to say pranam to Marilyn Sealal, Nalini H. I want to say pranam and good morning to Indira Molay and family as well.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Shiv samaan hai mujh mein aur main shunya ho raha hoon. Shiv samaan hai mujh mein aur main shunya ho raha hoon.
सुरार्चितलिङ्गं निर्मलभासित शोभितलिङ्गं जन्मजदुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं ब्रह्ममुरारि सुरार्चितलिङ्गं निर्मलभासित शोभितलिङ्गं जन्मजदुःखविनाशकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गं तेरी बनाई दुनिया में कोई तुझे सा मिला नहीं मैं तो भटका दर बदर कोई किनारा मिला नहीं जितना पास तुझको पाया उतना खुद से दूर जा रहा हूँ शिव समा रहे मुझ में और मैं शून्य हो रहा हूँ शिव समा रहे मुझ में और मैं शून्य हो रहा हूँ
सबना दा रखवाला वो शिव जी डमरुआ वाला जी डमरुआ वाला ऊपर कैलाश रहिंदा भोलेनाथ जी शंभो धर्मियां जो तारदा शिव जी पापियां जो मारदा जी पापियां जो मारदा बड़ा ही दयाल मेरा भोले अमली महादेवा तेरा डमरू डम 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 बजतो जाए रे हो महादेवा सर से तेरे बहती गंगा काम मेरा हो जाता चंगा नाम तेरा जब लेता ता ता महादेवा शंभो जय शंकर मापिया दे करे वो गौरा मेला च रहंदी जी मेला च रहंदी बिच समसाना रहंदा भोलेनाथ जी मापिया दे करे वो गौरा मेला च रहंदी जी मेला च रहंदी बिच समसाना रहंदा भोलेनाथ जी कालेया कुंडला वाला मेरा बड़े बाबा किन्नर कैलासा तेरा डेरा हो जी सर पे तेरे वो गंगा मैया भी राजे मुकुट पे चंदा मामा हो जी
So, as we continue onwards with our discussion today, speaking about Mother Kali when she assumes the form of a 16-year-old in this Dasmavidya form, Tripura Sundari Ma. As we speak about the benefits of the worship of this goddess, the first benefit, and of course, as I've said, is material wealth. When you pray to this form of the goddess, she blesses you with material possessions. Luxurious items, you can say. Car, house, land, jewelry, So the first benefit in our worship is material wealth. However, that is not the only domain she governs, and that is not her primary domain or area where she deals with. Tripura Sundari Ma is the goddess that helps a devotee to attain higher consciousness. And as such, the benefit of her worship is she guides and aids in meditation and spiritual practice. For any devotee, no matter how expertised you may be, no matter what is your level of, spiritual practice, she helps the devotee and aids the devotee in their spiritual practice by helping them, by blessing them in terms of better concentration, clarity, even an ability to cross your legs and sit and do japa for long periods of time. Tripura Sundari Ma as well, when she helps you in your spiritual practice and in your meditation, she blesses you in the sense that she will guide you. The goddess herself will come and start guiding you in worship, in prayers. She may not appear to you in a spiritual form per se, but in these different ways, these more subtle ways, she'll begin guiding you in your worship. For example, you have difficulty in sitting down and doing japa. Maybe the methodology of you're using in terms of your japa is not right. It's not efficient, and you're struggling in that particular area. One day you might sit down to do japa, and all of a sudden you start doing the japa with a different technique. Previously, you had so much difficulty in sitting down and doing japa, and now you can sit down and you can do it with ease. The beads are just flicking in your hand so smoothly, with ease. You see, that's sometimes this is how this goddess works. To help the devotee with their spiritual practice, their spiritual life, she will come and she will teach you in ways you might not realize. She will come and teach you how to become a better devotee, how to improve your spiritual practice. When you worship this form of the goddess as well, as I've discussed previously, she pulls you, she attracts you. When you get one taste of her, you want more. So in that sense, she helps to align you in your devotion and your practice. That pulling aspect of her, that attraction aspect of her. It helps you to stay on the path of prayer and devotion. You will have that feeling, you will develop that feeling. I want to pray. I want to wake up at whatever time of in the morning it is, and I want to pray. I want to do devotion. I want to go outside and pick the most beautiful of flowers to offer to the goddess. And that's an indication as well. An indication of a true devotee is one who always feels compelled to do worship, always has that longing, and always has that feeling they want to do worship, regardless of whatever pleasures of life and whatever joys of life they indulge in. Which is fine, no one has an issue with that. There is no issue in partaking in the various pleasures of life. However, a true devotee always has that longing that, you know what, I enjoyed this particular pleasure and joy of life, but I want to go back to my spiritual practice. I enjoyed a vacation here, but I want to go back to my spiritual practice. A true sign of a devotee is when they have that eternal longing for prayer, devotion, and to partake, to go to satsang and etc. That is an indication of a true devotee. When you start developing these longings, it is also a suggestion that whatever you're doing in your spiritual practice, whatever prayers you're doing, whatever worship you're doing, the goddess is pleased with it, the goddess accepts it. Because this longing for the goddess, where the goddess in a figurative sense resides in your heart, and that goddess cannot be removed. That is an indication in your spiritual practice, in your prayers, in your devotion, that you're doing things right. Whatever you're doing in the current, in terms of prayer, in terms of devotion, you need to continue with that. Because if you have developed this longing for the goddess, through that same set of sadhana, that same little prayers you're doing in the morning and whatever, it is an indication the goddess accepts it and is pleased with it. Things are going right. So in this sense, I want to leave you with one message. If you get these indications, these feelings are developing, do not listen to the advice of anyone else to change your practice. Do not listen to anyone else that will tell you, oh, you have to stop doing this. Oh, you should do this instead. Many devotees in this world today, they are getting confused. Because they are going to people, spiritual people and etc., who are giving them all these complicated advice and all these different things. If the devotee is doing well, this is a very simple thing, very common sense sort of thing. If the devotee is doing their little prayers at home, offering flowers and etc., and everything is working well, everything is going well in their life, everything is working smooth in their life, they are making progress in their life. Slowly but surely, they're making progress in life. They're seeing their way. There is barakat. Wealth is staying in their hands. Why in the world would I advise a devotee to change what they're doing? Why in the world would I tell the devotee stop? Oh, you should go do this. If the devotee is worshipping with just flowers alone in their home and they're gaining so much success, they're gaining a magnitude of success, why would I ever tell a devotee stop, you're doing the wrong thing? Whatever that devotee is doing at home, how imperfect it may appear and etc., if that devotee is seeing their way, they have barakat and they have that indication, that feeling, that longing for the goddess, longing for worship. Whatever they're doing, they should continue onwards with it. No matter how imperfect it may be, no matter if they're saying the mantra a little bit different, a little bit wrong, they should continue with it. Because that is proven. It is proven that it's working for the devotee. So I want to tell you something very, very simple, my friends. I want to tell you something very, very simple, my friends. If you are praying at present, whatever simple prayers you're doing at home and you're seeing your way, you just continue with that. If you're slowly progressing, you stick with that. Don't listen to people. People in today's world, especially on a spiritual people, sometimes they corrupt your mind. And for monetary reasons too, because they want the little money, they want the little US dollars. They will tell you a whole set of nonsense. You have to do this worship, that worship. You have to do this, that, and that. And they mess the life of the devotee. Everything is going smooth for you. You're slowly progressing in life and things are working right for you. You're progressing slowly but surely. Why would I make the devotee change their way? That's working. That's proven. But some of these people prey on the devotee. Some of these people will manipulate the devotee and tell the devotee, oh, if you do this worship, if you do this sacrifice, if you stop pray to this God and pray to that God, and you do this puja, you give me this money and do this puja, oh, you'll turn more rich. Oh yeah, right now you're earning 80,000. Don't worry, if you do this thing, by next year you'll earn 100,000. Sometimes people prey on the devotee. They try to exploit the devotee, manipulate the devotee. So I want to leave you with a very, very simple message. If you're doing your little prayers at home, everything is working well, you're seeing progress in your life, there is barakat, you have the longing to pray to God, you feel positive. You have that gut instinct that what I'm doing in terms of my prayers is accepted. Trust yourself. Learn to trust yourself. And continue onwards with that. Too many devotees today, they let themselves get fooled. They let these foolish and corrupted characters who put on mala, who put on dhoti, who talk a little fancy language, fool them and manipulate them. But the message for you I have, devotee, is if your prayers are working at home and the simple things that you're doing at home in your worship is working, stick with it. Continue it. and you will see your way. If you have that feeling in your heart when you go before your altar that God is here, God is listening to my prayers, you have experience going to your altar and just do a simple prayer, and you have seen your prayer manifested in reality. Why do you need to go do reading? Why do you need some guy to read something for you? Why do you need to go run do patra? Why do you need to go see astrological advice? If your prayers are manifested, you see that it's proven, it's tested in your life, just continue the same thing you're doing. I want to say Sitaram and blessings to my sister Vanny. I want to say pranam and good morning to Rita Doris Daram. I additionally want to say pranam to Vidya Asha Devi. I want to say pranam to Devi Ram, Annie Morgan, Mona Bali, Soma Ramnath, Ula Ramnarayan. I additionally want to say pranam to Shirley Jakaran, Savitri Balgobin, and so many others locked on as well.
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Devaki Nandan tumko vandan rakhte sabki laaj sabke swami antaryami puran kije kaaj Devaki Nandan tumko vandan rakhte sabki laaj sabke swami antaryami puran kije kaaj मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी मन मंदिर में सजे बिहारी मनमोहन तेरी छवि अति प्यारी बंसी बजैया रास रचैया तारनहार मेरे तुम ही के भैया तुमसे बड़ा कहाँ कौन कन्हैया श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा देवकी नंदन तुमको वंदन रखते सबकी लाज सबके स्वामी अंतर्यामी पूर्ण कीजिए काज लीला परंपार तेरी तू माखन चोर कहावे भवसागर से सबकी नैया तू ही पार लगावे भक्तों का सहारा तू बांसुरी वाला मथुरा के बसैया ओ नंद के लाला तेरी भक्ति में नाचे सबका भैया श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा सबकी लाज सबके स्वामी
This one is done by Ariana T in glorification of Lord Shiva.
दम 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 दमर बजाए दम 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 दमर बजाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति मिल सोया दीप जलाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय दम 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 दमर बजाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति मिल सोया दीप जलाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय मादेव तिलक चंद्रमा बहेरी नाग की माला मादेव तिलक चंद्रमा बहेरी नाग की माला डमरू की धरे कन पे राजी सृष्टि का रखवाला डमरू की धरे कन पे राजी सृष्टि का रखवाला निज बर्तन के कष्ट मिटाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति मिल सोया दीप जलाए शिव शंकर कैलाशपति ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय बोलो ओम नमः शिवाय
So as we speak further about the benefits of the worship of Triple Sundari Ma, this form of Kali, Triple Sundari Ma, is the goddess in reference to beauty and in reference to compassion. One of the benefits of the worship of Triple Sundari Ma is the blessing of beauty. And that I'm speaking about today. I'm referring to physical beauty. In speaking of beauty as well, you know, when we look at some people, some devotees, when we look at some devotees, there is a glow to them. For some reason, they shine. Their aura radiates. It's not because, oh, they put on some kind of gloss, they put on some type of makeup or whatever. But rather, when you look at them, they shine. They have their aura radiates like the sun. And that you feel attracted to them. You want to have a conversation with them. You want to be in their presence. That is one of the blessings of this form of the goddess, Triple Sundari Ma. So to put it in summary, the goddess blesses the devotee with beauty, physical beauty, an enhancement of the image of the devotee. The goddess also blesses the devotee in the sense by improving their aura. That sort of glow that we see when we look at certain people. That they radiate like the sun. They have a sort of magnetic energy where you want to speak with them. You want to have a conversation with them. You want to be in their company. That is one of the blessings of Tripura Sundari Ma. As Tripura Sundari Ma also governs the aspect of love and compassion. She blesses the devotee by enhancing their personal relationships and indeed improving their relationship with their partner. She blesses the devotee, male or female, with a favorable life partner. And as I've spoken about before, she removes negativity, negative energies in the life of the devotee. Well, what Tripura Sundari Ma does, when you pray to her, she wipes out your past life karmas that were negative. And whatever influences that are coming from a previous life, some of the baggage from a previous life, she in essence wipes those away. She dissolves those karmas to ensure the devotee in this lifetime is not hindered, but rather the devotee may have a fresh, unimpeded start in life, in this life that they're in. So more freely they may go about and progress, go about and attain their dreams and desires and aspirations. So these are the domains Tripura